Alright everybody, Arty84 here, Wicked Explorers, exploring another dead mall. Today it takes us to Walpole, Massachusetts. It's a southern suburb of Boston, close to the Rhode Island border. And we're at the Walpole Mall. A mall so obscure that it doesn't even appear on Wikipedia. In fact, when you click on its website, walpolemall.net, you get this. Not quite sure what this is, but this is the website it takes you. Confusion, yes I am. So here's an aerial view of the mall. The mall is very, very small now. Basically what happened is they had shut down half the mall. We're looking at you see those two skylights right there? Well, only the left one is part of the mall. The right one has been boarded up in part of a big anchor store. So now we're only using a percentage of what the mall used to be. So we're going to walk into this mall and take a look. This has been on my list for a while, and I wanted to check it out because it's one of those malls where it could go any day now, especially with the situation we are going through with the malls and retail hurting and actual physical buildings. This may not be around very much longer. This mall compares, if you're familiar with the Boston area, to the Mystic Mall or the Woburn Mall. We no longer exist. It's a smaller mall. It typically had two big stores that had access to it, and it had a bunch of smaller stores inside. The list that we've seen in the beginning of this video isn't even close. I'm not quite sure when that was updated, but it looks like it was sometime about a decade ago. As you see, the only really thing in this mall we're going to be able to see is there's a Dream Machine arcade. There's a couple massage places. There's a few, professional offices, and then there's a carpet place. You have access to the Barnes & Nobles from inside the mall, but it's closed off. There is no food in there. I guess there used to be a Subway that is no longer there. We're walking up the corridor here. This was once the center of the mall. This was the center of the mall. And you can see, if you look up right there to the skylight, you can see how it angles up and how the right side is on angle and there's a giant white wall there. Well, at one point you could go down that corridor. Why they shut it off, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be anything behind there because the anchor stores are in the front part of that. So whatever was down there decided we didn't need that anymore, so they built a giant wall. I thought maybe I could get into it by going down that hallway right there. I was going to attempt it, but that is where the mall office is, and I didn't want to bring any attention to myself when I walked in. But there's the Dream Machine arcade. There was people in there, which is interesting. There's the rules of the mall that we've seen. There is no information on this mall. I was going through some websites, and basically I made the conclusion that this mall was never a real big mall. It was kind of just a neighborhood mall with some restaurants. It had some key stores in there, which we're going to go over in a second. But its downfall definitely was when the Emerald Square Mall, about 5 miles south of here in North Attleboro, was built, which is a 3-level super mall. It was built in the mid-90s. And that pretty much took care of this mall, or took the last breath this mall had. This is the carpet store I was telling you about on the right here. Very busy. It seems like anyone who was going into this mall was going to the carpet store. Here's a guy buying carpet right here. This would have been the left-hand corridor, and there would have been an anchor store straight ahead. There is now that anchor store, whatever it was, is now a giant gym, like for people to do gymnastics and karate and all that stuff. And that seems to be the other thing that people go to. That, the gym, the carpet store, and the Dream Machine arcade. Reading reviews, people say that it's a great place to take your kids when it's raining out. And it is, because there's an arcade in there. So the mall looks like it had been done over sometime in the last 10 years, because the tile looks fairly new. It's freshly painted. There's no wear and tear. The maintenance of this is very, very nice. They did a very good job maintaining this. I didn't see any signs of neglect. I think it's because it's still being used for certain things like this, but very similar to the mall we did down in Rhode Island about a year ago, about the same size-wise and how they're using certain areas for other things other than retail. And in fact, also big box stores are taking over and kind of chopping them all up. So there's the Barnes & Nobles right there that you can't get access to. I found online from July 26, 2017, and it talked about what stores used to be here in the 1980s and 90s. There was a Hallmark store, a Radio Shack, a GNC, a Tobacco Road, a Debbie's Petland, an Orange Julius, a CVS, a Gap, a KB Toy Stores, and a Baby Shop. and some other gift shops. So it was actually some decent stores in this mall at one point. But I think that a lot of these stores are also located, 5 miles down the road in the South Shore Plaza. So I think that's what pretty much killed this mall. But I cannot see this mall lasting very long. I just don't see it. I don't see why they don't just take over the space that's here and convert it into big box stores, similar to what they think. I'm assuming they're planning on doing down the other end of the mall that's boarded up. I would love to see what's down there. I'm assuming it's probably very similar to what we're seeing here. But they just don't want people down there because they had no, tenants down there. So it's as small as in Walpole, Massachusetts. It's on Route 1. It's about a handful of miles from Foxborough Stadium or Gillette Stadium where the Patriots play. The box stores are very busy. The parking lot was very full, as you could see as I was pulling in. But unfortunately, the inside of the mall, there's not much going on. So everything I'm seeing, that there was a Bradley's there at one point, and it was built in like maybe the mid-'70s. But that was about all the information I could find here. But if you guys know anything about this mall, please let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any episodes we do. And thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys soon. This is Arty 84, Wicked Explorer, signing off to our next adventure. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe and click the little alarm so whenever you get notification, we get new ones. See you later. Bye!